I am just who I am, really. I don't necessarily define identity as my sexuality or my gender. I am me.
I don't think I would have ever gotten to where I was without having Space Youth Project. Genuinely, the project saved my life.
Okay, would you like to introduce yourself to me, please?
I'm Mycroft, I'm 17 years old, I use they them pronouns. I've been doing space for a year or two at this point, and I've got a couple of hobbies, but mainly I go to Brockenhurst College where I'm taking a level 3 C-Tech in engineering.
My name is Autumn. I am a 16-year-old person. I am a trans woman.
I'm Alex and I've been trans for about 4 years now. I'm 16 years old.
I'm Miles, I'm 16. I'm trans. I assume that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, so my name is Kirsty and I'm one of the youth workers for Space Youth Project.
So I'm Eli Moore. I'm a gay trans man, and I'm a trustee for Space Youth Project, but I'm also a youth worker.
Can you describe to me your first coming out experience?
I remember it pretty well. It was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was at a barbecue. I was just my parents out, and it was late in the evening, and I thought, oh yeah, might as well tell them, because they've always been generally quite accepting with that kind of thing. And then I told my mum first, and her first response wasn't yeah, that's great, I don't particularly care. It was, did you tell me or Dad first? Because she wanted to be able to brag to my dad that I told her first. And then second time coming out, I told Dad first so that they'd be even with each other. Because she just kept lording it over him that I told her first.
I came out to some of my friends online. I just sent them a message about it. It went pretty well for them, because I specifically chose someone I knew who was already fine with stuff like that. It's still terrifying to do it, but it was because I had that disconnect, it was pretty fine, and I was happy that I got to do it.
So I first came out as lesbian before coming out as transgender, and I was really scared, but my mum's really supportive, and then I came out as transgender. I was very scared again because I didn't know her kind of ways on being transgender, so I left her a note on the stairs and waited for her to come up the stairs.
I don't know, it was a bit weird. The first time I came out was kind of not properly. I mentioned it to my mum. My mum's always been very kind of open about everything, really, and I told her that I didn't really feel like I was a girl, and she was like, oh okay, well that's fine then, I guess. Do you feel more somewhere in between? And I was like, well, not really, I feel like a boy. And she was like, oh okay. But then she got me to come to Space, and then I kind of tried out things here, and then I kind of found why I wanted to be and present as or whatever.
My first coming out experience was with my parents. I don't necessarily remember it was a long time ago. But again, I was quite lucky. When I came out, I know that my parents were shocked. I think my mum later on, I found out, had got quite upset, but never showed me. But they were always quite supportive. So I've been one of the lucky people that have had quite a supportive network of people around them that have accepted them for who they are, and they may not have understood it, but have accepted and have wanted to educate themselves so they could support me as much as they possibly could.
My first coming out experience was to my best friend. I asked her if she could say she 100% identified as a woman, and she could. without a doubt, and I realised that I had a problem because I couldn't 100% admit that I was a woman, and that was the start. And then luckily she was really good with it. She immediately was like, okay, what pronouns do you want me to use? Like, do you want to go by a different name? So that experience was incredibly positive. A lot of the ones following that weren't.
Have you personally experienced any prejudice or discrimination?
Yes, but not from LGBTQIA plus stuff. Mainly from a religious standpoint. I'm an atheist, and when I was younger, especially, I used to go to a Christian school, Catholic, and then they tried to convert me by force into becoming a Catholic with them. Which did not go particularly well. I'm autistic, and back then I used to have very little self-control and control over my emotions and stuff, so I was prone to violent outbursts. I was expelled from that school because of that, but those were generally triggered because people trying to force me to be a religion I was not.
Yeah, at school, I mean, like, people find, and obviously rumours spread fast and stuff, so I've had, like, some people at school say, like, stuff about me which, not great, but oh well.
I have quite a few times. That does include some family members. Sometimes they're not very nice. They'll send birthday cards with granddaughter written in big bold writing. But I used to go out in cosplay and trans kind of things, like with badges and stuff, and I actually got chased down.
I don't think so, no. I feel like I've been like made fun of behind my back and stuff like that, but not particularly, nothing that's particularly affected me. Some like inappropriate questions and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say like prejudice.
So the next few people I came out to were my friends at college, and they were initially supportive to my face, but I soon found out that they were making fun of me and my trans identity behind my back, and it very quickly progressed to my face. And the college tried to kind of call them out for the bullying, but there was no evidence, and ultimately I have severe anxiety, so I did have to drop off the course because I couldn't cope with being in the same room with them where they would purposely make side comments about me. And then also because I'm a gay man, if I'm holding my partner's hand just in the street and it's not a safe place, I will get constant looks, and sometimes they make comments, sometimes they don't. The Tube in London is the worst place, to be honest. That's where we get the most comments.
How has space benefited yourself?
Generally, they've supported me in helping discover who I am. I've managed to use stuff like space to make friends that I've mentioned before, and that's helped me with the band, and it's made me feel a lot more comfortable and happy with my life. And if I hadn't, then I know that my life would not be as good a time, and it wouldn't be as happy a life as it is currently.
It's nice to have a community and know people who are going through similar things.
So I've actually made a lot of friends here. I actually met my current partner here. It's just given me a bit more of a confidence.
For me, mostly it was just kind of like a social thing. Like I made friends here. I didn't want to come when I first came, but now that I come here, I come almost every single week, and I volunteer almost every other week, and I enjoy it, and I have friends here that I hang out with because I started coming to Space.
So I work with young people. It's been nice to see how we've been able to support this. It wasn't very well known when I was younger. There wasn't something that was around necessarily, but it's helped to be able to support young people in being able to see them on their journey and provide that information and an environment that is, you know, open and non-judgmental, so that they've got that space to be able to be themselves and to discover who they are.
So I started as a young person 8 years ago, and genuinely the project saved my life. I don't think I would have ever gotten to where I was without having Space Youth Project. it gave me a safe space where I could come to terms with my trans identity, and also when I came out to my family, they were incredibly supportive in getting support from Spaceship Project as well. So I think space is kind of the solution I needed in my life to be able to actually continue my life.
What are your aspirations for space in the future?
To continue and expand, to continue to reach out to young people, supporting young people, providing that environment, providing that space, to be able to provide the support that they need, be able to be part of that journey with them, and to just be somewhere that people can just kind of feel that they can come and join and be, and feel safe and feel like they can flourish.
I would love to see space, well, kind of not exist because there's not the need for it. But obviously in this current climate, especially with transphobia, I don't think that will happen in my lifetime. I think it will take a lot of lifetimes before society is willing to accept queer people for who they are and not other us outside of like heterosexual people and cisgender people.